On September the 14th, 2025, in Dollarway area, a young man named Demetrius Moore, known to many Simple SD, was found hanging in a shop. Since that day, authorities have released no official information about his passing or the circumstances surrounding it. Broken only by grief, questions, and updates shared by his family and friends. In deed of clarity, there has been finger pointing and a cloud of suspicious hanging over their very community where D lost his life. To those trying to deflect and cover up, we see you. And to those demanding the truth, we stand with you. Justice delayed and justice denied. D's family, his classmates, and his community deserves answers. And until justice is served, his name will not be forgotten. This is not just a story of one young man. It's called for accountability, transparency, and truth. Justice for D. Prayers for the family.
All right, peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High. And here we have yet another suspicious hanging. This time it is in Dollarway, Arkansas, or Pine Bluff, Arkansas. A gentleman just called me a few minutes ago about Demetrius Moore, who was found hanging in a white man's shed, they said, and it was padlocked from the outside. Now, again, this happened on September the 14th, but the city of Pine Bluff just released a statement today, and that's about 3 weeks after a lot of social media posts, which I'm going to show you those posts, but I'm also going to show you that statement, which of course, you know what they're ruling it. They're ruling it the self-unalignment, as they always do, because the coroner ruled it a S word. I've been told a female gave a statement from her friend, a white male, who left before the police arrived, saying that he himself, how did he himself then padlock the shop on the outside?
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Recha HaKodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you other elders, you brethren, you fellow believers of this truth, you supporters of this truth, which includes you few sisters. Shalom to the elect. So anyway, going through my phone, I sometimes get brothers send me certain things. But I saw this video, and this another hanging, another lynching. This is the third one. And the last two, the first they covered, the last two, well, now they're saying this is ruled, self-inflicted. Let me say that. He didn't say the word. I don't know if you could say that, but self-inflicted. The word suicide means guilty death, right? That's all suicide means, right? So, we're going to go to some scriptures. The first thing came to my mind because I do a lot of videos on false Christianity and how these Christians are running up on camps and they're so much defending the faith and the gospel. And it's crazy because out of the Protestants, the clans, and all these things that's happened that built this false Christianity. And then you have the supporters of Christianity, who's mostly our people, who support bloodshed. You know what I'm saying? It's our people that support this. So this guy Charlie K gets killed, and God Logic, I don't know why he called himself that, but okay, he kills him. He cries because of this situation. Now this man God Logic says he believes in the Trinitarian, and although Yahweh said, while thou callest me good, there's only one and that's my Father in heaven. But he has some arrogant nerve to name himself as God Logic, right? What is he, part of the three now? But anyway, he cries over this Charlie K who gets killed. But he has no remorse or no sorrow as a fellow Christian, as he calls himself, to love all mankind, because this is what they teach. Doesn't matter, love everybody. Love your enemy, love your neighbor, love your dog and your pets and everybody else's cats, right? And this is what they're teaching. But they have no love for this man Trey Reed or Demetrius Moore, right? They have no love for that. And we've been trying to tell you who the enemy is. Now, there is a scripture that came to mind. 1 Peter 4:17, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God, the house of Israel. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Lord? So the Lord is the one, as 2 Samuel 2 say, he's the one that killeth and maketh alive. Okay? The scripture says, have a trumpet been blown in the city and the Lord has not done it? In the book of Amos, I believe. Right? But I just want to go into this realm of understanding, because these people claim we must love everybody. Love everybody. Now, the oppressors are the ones pushing the love, gave us false Christianity, right? And the same time, as I was quoting the younger brother, he was saying, we don't even have soul food anymore. What soul food is garbage food. I'm not, but the Moabites, they fly over to the Americas and open up soul food restaurants. They sell our women fake hair, right? Fake lashes, and any other feminine type of instruments, if you know what I mean. This is what's happening. But us ourselves, we're just entertainment. We're basketball players, we're football players, we're rappers, we're singers. No productivity to our own so-called community, because there's no such thing as a community, especially the black community, because nobody communions. No, everybody has different beliefs. It's the so-called black community, and I'm gonna say Hispanic and Native, but mainly the black community is the most disrupted community. And this man being lynched is an example of how destroyed we are, and nobody gives a damn. But it was a white woman, right, who got destroyed, let me say that. It'll be all in the open media. So it seems like nobody cares about so-called black men, and we know what's going on. It's because of us, right? We know who control the media, and we know who the attack is on. We see this with R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, P. Diddy, and all these Michael Jackson, all these celebrities that you know who is the one that condones it, that's in those parties and runs those parties. We know who's behind this. Them small hatters, right? Cheap suits, they're behind it. So the media is the ones that push the narrative of these crazed black men. So they putting the image out there. They don't even show you so-called black men in legitimate movies anymore, unless it's some dumb comedy, right? They might have a few like Denzel Washington, but then he plays somebody crazy and get killed. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. And it's because we're going out teaching and we're prophesying the downfall of their kingdom. Honestly, all we care about is the elect. We believe the elect, the Lord will be with us. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. The men, the brothers, and the sisters that's following the faith, we believe the Lord is going to watch over us, man. No weapon formed against thee shall prosper. But for you other Jake, Job 20:22, in the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Right, yesterday when we was teaching, it was a couple of wild Jakes, maybe in their 40s, early 50s. Right, they came by and they said, yeah, man, what about this thing with Trump, man? You got to take up the guns. We about to start doing some shooting. Right, this is it right here. right? Troubled cities, downfall. And what they're trying to do is hide it. See, the Lord is doing it. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to sweep it under the rug. They're trying to hide it, because if they allow this to get out, who will rouse Jake up? You know what I'm saying? Jake is going to start turning on these Edomites, right? And it's about time. And we're going to sit back and watch. We're sitting back doing the spiritual part of it. We go out every week, and you Christians and everybody, you're frustrated. But what's going to start happening when these stories start really getting out and people start seeing, they're going to say, wait a minute. These Hebrew Israelites, they might be on to something. You know what I'm saying? Especially the ones who weapons of warfare are not carnal. But then you're going to have ones that say, forget you Hebrews, the hell with them. We need to do it ourselves. Let me get a comment that I think I saw on this channel. Not the channel, but I saw a short that was up. Let me see if I can find it. Somebody says, this won't stop until we stop it. Right? This is what somebody says. God's will shall be done. Justice for his son. Right? Prayers for his family. Arkansas is, as a state, always cover this stuff up. Nothing new. You find the black that killed him, that's usually what happened. So now what they're saying is, as the brother said, it's self-inflicted. Yeah, okay. Okay. The other guy at the college, he decides, so-called black people, they don't know how to kill themselves, to be honest. What black person puts a rope around their neck and just jump into college? I mean, we can go to stories in the Bible of Ahithophel who cleaned up his house and then hung himself. Yeah, that happens, but he went home. And when you see these things, they go home and they go in a private, secluded area and they do it. But on a college? Nah, not likely. And then this generation don't know nothing about hanging. Jake killed himself as a gun, slit his wrist or his neck. Not a hanging, man. Come on. But never trust thine enemy, right? And this is what we're telling you. Esau is wicked. So everybody's bought into the God loves all, join hands, everybody loves. And I believe in living peaceably amongst all men, because we have to. But we will prophesy against the downfall of a place that kept us captives, and we're on the bottom, man. I don't get how people don't see what the hell going on. The media is not even kind enough to expose the sickness of pure racism, but they will expose us and show all kind of manners of evil of us that we didn't even do and call us the Klan. Meanwhile, the real Klan is doing the real hanging. That's crazy. Anyway, let's go to Proverbs 6:17. Let me go 6:16. These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, even are the abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. Yeah, that's these guys. We know who you are, right? And we know the setup. Okay, now, the reason why I don't believe it's fake, number one, is it's hidden. They did so much to cover this up. That's why I don't believe it's fake. If something's fake, right, they normally promote it. Isaiah 1, let me go to 1 and 12. It says, this is Esau: but thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, and the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over him, over the children of Judah, in the day of their destruction, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of his distress. Right? Let me go here. This is called the deliverance. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. Right? For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all heathen drink continually. So this proves that everybody can't get the covenant of the Lord, man. The salvation, the covenant of salvation. Everybody can't get that. Just makes no sense. All of a sudden, Jesus came to change everything. This is why they try to keep that Trinity garbage going, right? So they can say it's God that actually changed it. It's not his, it's of the Father's. Yea, they shall drink, because the Trinity really makes the Lord a liar too. He said all this, but his third person popped out of himself and changed it. Anyway, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, right? And there shall be holiness. And in the house of Jacob, which you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you strangers, some of you that might look like other nations, but mainly the ones of the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, right? It's crazy because judgment must begin at the house of Israel. Well, Yahushua was hung on a tree. So this proves they have a hatred for Yahushua. And these same people that were lynching us, they had a hatred for those people, right? You know what I'm talking about. But then they had the real hatred for us. Why? Because everybody knows we are the real Jews. We got lynched. We got hung just like our bigger brother. That's like Yahushua, man. When you see those crosses burnt, which he was kind of hung on a tree, but when you see those crosses burnt, right, that's representing us. Okay? So rejoice. Your salvation is near. Matthew 24. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. We know who Esau is, man. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Israel. So like in the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plains of Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim. I'm going on. Let me go to Jeremiah. Let me go to Jeremiah 30. And let's jump to 16. Jeremiah 30:16. In the scriptures jump, Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. So there's nothing you black ass Christians going to be able to do. You could cry for Charlie K, but whimper at wink at three Jakes that just got lynched. You know what I'm saying? 3 of them. And it's probably more. The media does what they do. And then they got people on the side hiding this stuff. Well, they've been doing that to us for years. And not just with the rope. With the unit of the family. Right? With the stress, jobs, diet. They've been lynching us for years, man. And you know what? You only was able to do it because the Most High Yahweh allowed you to do it. But now, Deuteronomy 30:6 says, your captivity is going to return upon your own head. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries. Oh, wait a minute. I thought everybody can lay hold, and all they got to do is believe in Jesus. Yeah, okay. So you Christians need to stay out of the Old Testament. Every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. And I will restore health unto thee. So these men that got lynched, they up in the spirit world. It's time for this man to go down because they know the Israelites. They're like, this man got to go. Obviously, only the Father knows that. Oh, that's another Trinity cut. Not me, but my Father only know the day of the hour, unless he's got some identity issues where maybe he needs meds to believe one day he's somebody and the next day he's somebody else. We're not even going to say that about the Lord on that type of thing, but that's the mindset that they're going with. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they have called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, who no man seeketh after. And we can go to Romans 9:26, Hosea 1:10, in the place where it said, ye are not my people, there shall be said unto them, ye are the children of the living God, right? Let me read a little more. The children also shall be as aforetime, and their congregation shall be established before me, and I will punish all that oppress them, all of them, right? So, yeah, it doesn't matter if you come up and say, hey, it wasn't me, and it doesn't matter about God logic and vocab and G-Freak or G-Man, whatever his name is. It doesn't matter what any of you guys say, right? What's happening, you can't stop it. And that's why you little dirty scoundrels running to different camps trying to open up Bible verses. But at the end of the day, meanwhile, the Lord is showing power. The Lord is showing us what the hell is going on. And once we wake up together, and let me say starting with the elect, but there's going to be people wake up. There's going to be sisters wake up. The one thing they planned on doing was destroying us as a unit. And now before their eyes, as the valley of the dry bones, they're seeing, they're like, oh, this is crazy. This is not supposed to happen. And they see us come together. So you can keep pushing your rap music. You can keep pushing that garbage R&B, telling women to cheat on their men and all that stuff, and men to commit adultery and all that. You can keep doing that because 2/3 is going to be preserved for judgment. But as elect, that's something you can't change. You know, you're Christians, Esau, other nations, we'll smile in your face. But guess what we got? We got the power of the Lord, man. Lord's will, I'm the elect. Anyway, that's all I have on that. Shalom.